All right, good afternoon. Quick show of hands. Who here has either had a friend or a family member or someone close to them they know pass away before their time? Just tragic. Pretty much everybody. I can tell you a little story. Nabier, a very close classmate of mine, Joshua Geiger. We survived Nabier together, went through a lot of tough times, had a very strong sodality between us, and over the summer of Nabier, he was drinking on the roof of his school. He lost his balance and he fell to his death. I wasn't very a popular kid in high school, so when I came to the Citadel, that's where I really made my real friends. And so he was a real first friend to pass away in my life. And if you look at world religions, there's thousands of them, and they all have thousands of different ideas of where you go. But you could argue and debate on which one's right. But all I know is that he's gone from this earth. But if you think about it, all those religions are just trying to answer the question of where we go when we die. But I think what they're really trying to do is just give us alternatives to probably one of the scariest possibilities out there, is that when we die, that's it. There's nothing. And that really is frightening, that no matter what you do in life, once it's over, it's over. But if you think about it, if that is the case, I think that's what makes life a lot more precious and worth living. I might be saying, well, what's the point of living if there's nothing afterwards, or being judged by something else? Well, if you think about it, if there's nothing, then yeah, technically life is meaningless. But in that meaningless, you are free to create your own meaning in life. Once you realize that if this life is all you have, then that makes each second you have that much more important. Even as you're sitting there right now, your heart beats closer to its last beat, your cells break down. That makes life that much more important. Now, you could say, well, okay, so I'm mortal. Now what? Don't fall into the trap of trying to prolong your days. Yeah, it's scary to think that once you're dead, there's nothing. But the true state of man is to live, not to exist. Don't waste every day of your life thinking about how to extend your life. Use your days to live. Because I know that's what Geiger did. He lived his life. He was just a couple of days from his 19th birthday. But he lived a good life. He was a good friend. Don't fall into the trap, because the people who try and take the reductionist point of life, try and keep things small, keep things safe, try and keep quiet so the boogeyman doesn't find them, well, they die too. The little candle burns out the same as the flaming torch. I want to live my life knowing that I'm alive. I'm BVAing right now. It's hard, but when I'm out there, every atom of my being is on fire, and I know that I'm alive. And if I live only 10 more years, and if I knew that, I want to fill that with as much life as I could. Because at the end of the day, even if there is something afterwards, we don't know what it is. But if there's not, we need to live our lives knowing that once we're gone, we lived. You don't hear about the guys who try to keep things safe. Like, perfect example, Martin Luther King. Like the one 3-day weekend we have at this school is due to a man whose life was cut fairly short, but he left an impact on this country and the world. We don't get days off for the guy who lived to be 100 and never made a ripple. Once again, the meaning of life is to live it. Thank you.